Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Hopefully you've had a chance to see Black Panther. There's actually a pretty solid connection to the Captain Marvel movie in it through an Easter egg, but they slipped it in pretty slyly, so you may not have realized it until you were walking out of the theater. But it also implies much larger goings-on behind the scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, respective to the Coulson character, so I'll explain what it all means. If you're finding me for the first time, we do Marvel every week, Infinity War's coming. Be sure to subscribe to get all the videos, and just careful for spoilers for Black Panther if you haven't seen it yet. So recently, all the Black Panther actors are doing press junkets talking about the movie. Martin Freeman revealed that he's scheduled to appear in multiple future Marvel movies. Now, we have Infinity War coming up in a couple months. We can safely assume that he probably pops up somewhere there because of the Black Panther connection now. Then we have Captain Marvel in the spring of next year, which kind of takes the Black Panther release spot in 2019. Then Avengers 4. The Captain Marvel connection came when Shuri was reading off Everett Ross's personal history inside her lab. She says he's a former Air Force pilot. They paid that off later when she had him remote pilot that shuttle and take out all those vibranium weapon shipments towards the end of the film. But Martin Freeman was about 46 in real life when they shot this movie, so assuming that Everett Ross is a similar age, he would have been in his mid to late 20s when he was an Air Force pilot in his prime. There have been a couple Captain Marvel pictures from behind the scenes they released. We talked about the green costume that she's wearing, made to look like the original Marvel's Kree costume. She has the Rachel haircut from the Friends TV show. And we can actually use that to date Captain Marvel because they say the movie happens during the 90s, but they didn't say early 90s, mid, late 90s. The brilliant thing about giving her that Rachel haircut is that one, it's kind of funny, but two, it helps date her more specifically during the 90s because Jennifer Aniston did not have that haircut before 1995, meaning that Captain Marvel takes place between 1995 and 1999. During that period, Everett Ross would have been in his mid to late 20s, so he and Carol Danvers would have both been Air Force pilots around the same time, so it sounds like he will actually know Captain Marvel when she comes back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when she shows up at the end of Infinity War. Maybe they film a flashback with Martin Freeman. But this is where we get to the Coulson of it all, because what was Coulson early in Phase 1? He was sort of that Office Space type guy that would pop up in everybody's movies.
What about the whole cover story that it's a bodyguard? He's my body. I mean, that's kind of flimsy, don't you think?
This isn't my first rodeo, Mr. Stark. Just stick to the official statement and soon this will all be behind you.
He would be used for a comedy, like, oh, I can't believe they're making me deal with this crap from another planet. Like, you were made to laugh at the odd couple that he was with Thor in the Thor movie, and then he would just pop up, made to serve as the connective tissue between the movies till we got to a big Avengers team up and you brought Nick Fury back. Because initially his character wasn't really a character, he was just the S.H.I.E.L.D. guy and they kept using him because they liked Clark Gregg and he was not expensive to hire the way that Samuel L. Jackson was. Samuel L. Jackson can sometimes command upwards of $20 million for movies, but either way, back during Phase 1, Phase 2, Marvel was pinching pennies until they got out from under Isaac Perlmutter's thumb. Now they pay the actors more money, they spend more money on amenities, things that they didn't do before. So them giving Martin Freeman's Everett Ross this Air Force backstory just implies another, nail in the coffin that he's unofficially replaced Coulson in the MCU as that Office Space guy who just pops up in everyone's movies and serves as the connective tissue. When he was asked during Avengers Age of Ultron if the Avengers would ever learn that Coulson was still alive, because by that time we'd already gotten the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, so he was brought back to life. We got the whole Tahiti explainer. We didn't explain that in the movie universe, Coulson's death was used as this big moment to catalyze the Avengers, and to bring him back would completely undercut that moment. So he said that in his mind, Coulson was supposed to be dead and he would stay that way in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, meaning that they would never learn that he was still alive. Although there was a bit of a backdoor explainer on a S.H.I.E.L.D. episode where Lady Sif learned that he was alive. She called him Son of Cole, and it was implied that she would eventually tell Thor that he was still alive because she knew about his connection with the Avengers. Take that Easter egg for what you will, but I will say that when it comes to movies acknowledging stuff that happens on the TV shows, the people that wrote Captain America Civil War and were involved in the writing of Infinity War said that they don't watch the Marvel TV shows. Like, they literally don't watch them on television, so they have no idea what's going on. So the odds of them referencing anything that's happening on TV in the movies is close to zero. So that doesn't mean that Coulson's gone forever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It just means that Marvel Studios doesn't want to deal with Marvel television. Like, they just don't want to worry about what they're doing. Like, make your TV shows, we'll make our movies, and we're not going to force all of our writers to watch every single hour of television that you guys have been making. So that's not done out of hate. It's not like Kevin Feige is purposefully trying to rope off the Marvel television universe. Like, I don't want to have any of that mixing with my movies. It's mostly done for the audience members that are going to see the movies, so that it's not required of them to watch all the TV shows before they watch the movies. That's why it can seem sometimes like the plot is relatively simple. That's why Black Panther reads a little bit like The Lion King, which is basically an adaptation of Hamlet. If you guys didn't know, The Lion King is basically Hamlet. Black Panther does a little bit of Hamlet, albeit with a couple twists. Talk about funny Easter eggs for that Friends TV show, too. Everett Ross himself was created by Christopher Priest during his Marvel Knights run. Christopher Priest, great Black Panther writer. But he said that he created him specifically to have a personality based on that of Chandler Bing from the Friends TV show, because he debuted in 1998 while the Friends TV show was blowing up. And for a lot of you that are asking if he's related to Thunderbolt Ross, he specifically stated that the name Everett Ross was an homage to Alex P. Keaton from Family Ties, Michael J. Fox's character. So originally he was just created as an audience surrogate that was a way in for people not familiar with Black Panther's character, his traditions, the people of Wakanda. They kind of used him that way during the Black Panther movie too, albeit they toned down the Chandler Bing quite a bit. But the next time you go to see Black Panther, think about Chandler Bing when Everett Ross is on screen. So even though he and Everett Ross appeared during Civil War, there's no implied relationship between those characters. It's really just like a fan thing, like, well, they have the same last name, maybe they're related. But in the comics, Christopher Priest said that he wasn't thinking of Thunderbolt Ross when he created the character. Also, there's been a lot of talk about Black Panther 2. They haven't officially confirmed it yet. They haven't even hired Ryan Coogler for the second movie. They didn't lock him down for that, so they're going to have to pay a ton of money. The same thing happened with Wonder Woman and Patty Jenkins. They only hired her for one film, so when it came time to do the second film, she got a ton of extra money. So you gotta give mad props to Ryan Coogler, because he is gonna make bank when it comes time to make that sequel. But because Everett Ross is such a core Black Panther character, I think we can assume that he's going to come back in some form or another. But what's going to happen next is because Black Panther is officially out, they're going to start dropping some more Infinity War soon, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. I'm not expecting another really big trailer until March Madness. That's usually like a really big sporting event where everybody drops a lot of footage. So Deadpool 2, everything. Leave all your bonus video requests for concepts or comic book things specific to the Marvel Universe or anything else that you guys want me to do. Congratulations to the latest Infinity Gauntlet giveaway winner, SB Shrav. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. The Marvel giveaway is for those replicas of the Infinity Gauntlet. I'll name a new winner when I post new Marvel. So click here for all my Black Panther Easter eggs and click here for my post-credit scene video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.